So the weirdest thing happened to me the other day where I just felt this desire to watch, of all things, Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I'm 42 years old and I wanted to watch an old animated Disney movie by myself. Meanwhile, my kids are asking when they can start watching The Sopranos. I have a real problem, I think.
A soliloquy for every movie. For Casablanca, Tommy Boy. He's here, it's him. It's Andrew Toy. It's Andrew Toy.
But in all seriousness, the reason I think I wanted to watch it was because with all these advertisements of Pixar's Hoppers, and then they've had Elio and all these other horrible looking animated movies being forced on us, I think somewhere in my subconscious, I really just needed to see something beautiful again. It's like my artistic sensibilities have been exposed to so much ugly cinematic art that I just craved something pretty again. And say what you will about the movie itself, but the visuals of this film, it's just eye candy. And so I was just craving something pretty to look at for 90 minutes for a change.
Hello, I'm right here.
Hello. Oops. You are very pretty. But you can't swing from a bell tower, can you?
It's Esmeralda.
And besides that, I've only seen The Hunchback of Notre Dame, like, Dame or Dom? Oh well.
Depends on if you're being French or not.
Okay. Fuck. Alright, I guess I'm being French.
What you're not being is funny.
And besides that, I've only seen The Hunchback of Notre Dame like twice in my life, so I wasn't very familiar with the movie. And man, I think it's even prettier than The Prince of Egypt, and that is saying something, because that movie is also pretty. It's like 2D animation got completely wiped away at the very height of its existence, where 2D animation was literally the prettiest thing you could possibly see on a movie screen. And I'm happy to say that The Hunchback of Notre Dame, the visuals in that movie still hold up today. Animation was only getting better from that point. I mean, look at Tarzan a couple movies out. Like, that movie even looks better than The Hunchback, some can argue. And then for some reason in the early 2000s, Disney just said, let's scratch 2D animation. Let's commit solely to CGI, just like everybody else, and not even dream of standing out as the only 2D animated studio left in the field. Yeah, that didn't confuse anybody. Stop calling Wreck-It Ralph a Pixar movie, you douches! Kids today. And even watching it on my 12 iPhone mini, I couldn't get enough of how beautiful this film looks, even by today's standards. Or should I say, especially by today's standards. Everything is just so symmetrical and majestic, even down to the shading and the detail that went into each cobblestone. And of course, the seamless blending of CGI and 2D animation. They complement each other so much in this film. All I can say is, those rumors of Disney going back to 2D animation damn well better be true, because that is something that would get me to take my kids back to the movies. But for all my praise of Hunchback of Notre Dame, I still have two Qualmimotos for that movie. That's so stupid. Qualmsimotos. Moving on. The first qualm is the pacing. Now, I think the first half of the film is perfectly fine. I think they do a really good job with the pacing, but then the second half hits. And I know they have a lot of story to get through because I've seen the size of this book. But in the second half of this movie, I just felt jerked around like I'm in a wonky dark ride. Can't figure out what's going on from one scene to the next. 1 minute, she's singing a gorgeous ballad about the human relationship with God.
Why do you say it like that? God?
God?
Who's God?
That's how I'm gonna say hi to God when I see him.
Please
before.
don't.
Hey, God.
That we don't die on the same day.
1 second, she's singing a beautiful ballad about humans' relationship with God. And before you can even blink an eye, we're being thrown into hellfire and this guy's burning Paris down. Without any casualties, mind you. I mean, I get it. Disney doesn't want kids to think that people die unless they're a supporting character or a parent. And it's not so much that The Hunchback of Notre Dame has moments of extreme quiet and then moments of extreme chaos. I'm fine with the balancing of those two extremes. It's that there's rarely, if ever, a bridge that connects these two extremes. Like this scene in Ice Age has always bothered me because one frame, it's a snowy desert. Then you blink and suddenly they're 10 stories above tidal waves of lava. Like there's no building up to it. All I hear in the back of my head during those rapid transitions is, "We're running out of money. Move the story along. Come on. Whoop-ah, whoop-ah." That was a whip. Also, how incredibly lucky for our ancestors that happened to be walking along the only snow bridge that held up. You'd think with the weight of Manny alone, the bridge would have been the first to go. I think that all happened by design. Now, if it turned out that it was a timing issue, like they didn't have it in their budget to bridge those gaps more smoothly, then what they should have done is taken this song out.
She will discover guys. You're one heck of a guy.
They should have used these extra minutes to make smoother transitions from scene to scene. I mean, this song is just tonally retarded. This song does not belong in this movie. I would even argue the gargoyles don't belong in this movie.
Hey.
But again, I get it. You gotta appease the whole family. You gotta get the kids in on the joke. Fine. But believe it or not, the pacing is not my biggest problem with this film. You know those movies where the music just distracts from the story because it's non-stop? It doesn't, it's like the composer doesn't know how to just give it a rest for a second. Last year, for me, it was the otherwise perfect documentary, John Candy, I Like Me. My only and biggest gripe about that movie was that the music just wouldn't stop. It's like the composer was just so hell-bent on telling you exactly how you should feel in these moments when the movie, aka John Candy footage, was already doing that for us. I don't constantly need music to grab me by the hand and tell me how I should or should not feel in every step of a movie. Like the strings and the violins and the oh-hum music just wouldn't shut up. That's how I felt watching The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Even in the quietest moments in this film, which there are plenty of, you still have background music continually reminding you that this is in fact a cartoon. And I'm calling it a cartoon here, not an animated film, because the music so wants you to remember that this is in fact an animated film, aka a cartoon. But the content doesn't seem to agree with that. So there's this tension in the movie where you have these really serious, heavy moments. Then you have the cartoon in the background telling you otherwise, trying to keep the mood light, where the mood has no right to be light in this entire film because it's a heavy film. Watch any Bugs Bunny or Mickey Mouse cartoon, and you'll see that 99% of those 7-minute cartoons are wall-to-wall musical notes. Now, don't get me wrong, the score and the musical themes in this movie are really beautiful, and those should absolutely stay in the movie. But this scene, for example, doesn't need the music to tell you how to feel.
No! You are thinking about going to the festival.
It's just that you go every year.
I am a public official. I'm...
The animators and the voice actors have done all the heavy lifting. They've done their job. The music did not need to be present in a scene like this. Look in Frollo's eyes alone tells me that something dangerous is happening, that he's thinking some very horrible thoughts. I don't need the music to tell me that. Now, I don't really know how it is now, but if you watch any of the golden-aged Pixar movies, the composers very well knew when to set the baton down and shut up and just let the scene breathe for a few minutes. I do believe that something as small as that helps separate the great ones from the rest. Take a look at this scene from the original Toy Story, which came out before The Hunchback.
If you hadn't pushed me out of the window in the first place...
Oh, yeah. Well, if you hadn't shown up your stupid little cardboard spaceship and taken away everything that was important to me...
Don't talk to me about importance. Because of you, the security of this entire universe is in jeopardy.
What? What are you talking about?
Now, watch the same scene with some cartoon music in it, and just notice how much it changes everything.
If you hadn't pushed me out of the window in the first place.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you hadn't shown up your stupid little cardboard spaceship and taken away everything that was important to me.
Don't talk to me about importance. Because of you, the security of this entire universe is in jeopardy.
What? What are you talking about?
What makes that scene bear so much weight is the absence of music. Aside from the animation and brilliant voice acting, what helps make that scene weigh so heavily is the absence of music. And then just look how dumbed down the scene gets when you have music telling you how you should feel. Suddenly, this sounds more like a cartoon quibble than an adult conversation.
You are a child's plaything!
You are a sad, strange little man. Have my pity. Farewell.
And there's one more thing I don't understand about the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Have you ever noticed that the majestic main theme, as beautiful as it is actually the bad guy's ballad? He's singing about hellfire. If you put those lyrics into the musical theme of this movie, the movie opens up like fire, hellfire. That's pretty weird. That's like if they did that for The Lion King, that would be like, now, seeing that this is in fact a spiritual film, I am willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. If you know the Bible or anything spiritual, you know that Satan takes what's good and beautiful and twists it to mirror his own agenda, his own identity. And so maybe that's what they were doing here, which I think would actually be a pretty cool spiritual subtext. So yeah, I absolutely enjoy watching The Hunchback of Notre Dame as an adult. And I wish that animated movies would still bear this heaviness that this movie dared to carry out. But if somebody can make an edit where they take out all the extraneous music in these quiet scenes, I would really like for that to happen. I really want to see that.
That would be great.
Anyway, what do you think of The Hunchback of Notre Dame? I know that's pretty random, but, you know, we're all talking about the same movies at the same time, what's out in theaters. I think it's fun to go back and rediscover old gems once in a while. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.